coalition. I'm ready for single-term presidency. Obi.
It means he's been talking to some people and he has been offered that. It means he's been talking to some powerful people in the north and he has been offered that. Remember, imagine yourself being from one of the power brokers in the north, a group of them, and they say, look, what's going to happen? Should we allow this gentleman, that is the president, run his final term because we are sure that after that second term, he has to go? Whether there will be a third-term agenda, I don't know. But my mind tells me that you never know with these things. So to make it, if they do support Obi, they will be thinking that, there is a possibility that if he wins, he will go for another 8 years, which will keep them in the wilderness again. So I think and Obi is in a hurry to get this job done before he's 70. He has hinted at that. So I think that Obi has been talking to some people and he'll be saying that, look, I just want to do 4 years so that I can lay the foundation for good governance in his own mind. But these things are not covered by the Constitution. Whatever agreement, sign it, seal it, take it to the bank, take it to anywhere, signed, sealed, and delivered. You cannot tender it in court when that time comes. So the question is, will they trust to be with that promise? Given, we have seen, giving power, a president is a very powerful man.
Right.
So if after 2 years, he now says that he's going to do a second term, you can cry wolf all you care, but his majority will get away with it. So I think that he's agreeing with certain persons on this. And, that's the way it goes. We are still, the story of our council is here. We still are not. I spoke to somebody very, very close to him yesterday, and he couldn't even confirm to me whether council is coming to APC. I don't know whether that was a diplomatic answer, but he couldn't confirm that. Very, very close. He hasn't confirmed to me, but what we're hearing is that it has led to the exit of Ganduje, who was a former APC chairman. So that's what we have there.
Before we move on from this story, can you believe a politician who says, I'll just do one time or
Don't
4
even
years?
end that question, and I don't believe any politician. They're all the same. I don't believe politicians. There's a certain stock of people. If you were not a certain stock of people, how would you find in true conscience, you are rolling all over the town and your primary school students are not in school? I can't conceive it. I can't imagine it. And you can walk the streets and people are seeing you and it doesn't affect you in any manner. And from what we're getting from the social media, things are not easy for the workers in that place. It's amazing. I don't believe any politician, and therefore, I think this thing that whatever will be saying, I don't know if it will be believed. But
or is he making a proposition?
No,
maybe nobody is talking to him or he's not talking to anybody. Maybe he's just proposing that.
Sheriff, the political activity going underground is so high. Now, you think 2027 is next year. It is so high. You can almost break the tension with a pin. So yes, it's talking to certain persons. There are meetings, realignments going on, and people might be in for a shocker in 2026, a year before.
Yeah.
Forget all this. Everybody is trying to play safe. So some people, if they are asked and invited, they have to cross over. You heard what thanks to him, we have an idea of what's going on. The governor of Akwa Ibom, what is said to have said.
Has Peter Obi really agreed to this one-time presidency? Is this something that you would want to consider for Peter Obi, or is he playing that game with them now? Because you have to consider that you have to play a certain kind of game with this stock of people that we have, like the man called them, a certain stock of people, and that literally means people with certain traits and characters. And these are the traits of our politicians. Nobody's going to come here and tell you that Peter Obi is one saint politician. No. I think I've said this before. The one thing that Nigerians have actually said about Peter Obi is there's some sense of transparency about him that we don't find in our everyday politician. But however, in my opinion, this North-South dichotomy is not about power sharing. I said again, this North-South dichotomy of power sharing is nothing to do with the constitution. It has no arrangement to do with the people of Nigeria. A group of politicians came together and say, you do 8 years, we do 8 years. All because they need to go back to the place of authority, place of power. And then they can continue to manifest their demonic activities. I use that in quote, of destroying Nigeria. And they stay seated in the place of authority. That's just the arrangement. There's nothing about the Constitution that says that the South will have power for 8 years or somebody's allowed to rule for 8 years. If the person is not doing well, he gets voted out, somebody else comes in. Democracy should be about sharing of ideas. It should be about the people with the best ideas rule so that they can move the nation forward. Not about this North-South Muslim, Christian, Muslim, Christian ticket. It's not about that. Yes, representation is important. I agree with you on that if that's what you're going to say. Yes, the representation is important because we're a very multi-ethnic, multi-tribal nation. However, let me ask you this question before I say that. What has this power dichotomy, sharing of power or rotational power done for Nigeria since 1960? Absolutely nothing. Let's move it to 1999. What has it done for Nigeria? Absolutely nothing. The North in power, the most people that are impoverished are in the North. The South in power, there's still a whole lot. And the Nigerian people, the ordinary Nigerian people on the street, are the ones suffering. So this idea of I would do one-term presidency so that power can go to the North. To the North for who exactly? For the Nigerian people or for the politicians? So I'm saying again, this North-South dichotomy of power sharing is absolutely useless. I would say this. If you take the Edo State election in 2024 is a key example where the people from the Edo people said that the Edo North has been in the governorship position forever. The Edo South is where the Edo Central should be. It then became about our elections. It now became about Edo South, or Central rather. And guess what? That's the person currently in government. The most clueless governor they've ever had in Edo State. That's one of those. It then became not about ideas anymore. It then became about who is readily available at that point in time, who can be a puppet in the hands of certain political individuals. And that's what is literally happening in Edo State at the moment. And that's exactly what happens across the Nigerian state. So Peter Obi makes an ungodly arrangement. If that's what we're going to believe that's going on with this proposition, is saying that is ready for a one-time presidency. What about if he now becomes the best president Nigeria has ever had? And his policies are moving Nigeria forward. Would you then say, because he made an agreement where we can see direction, we can see where we're heading, you then say, oh no, because he made an arrangement, he has to go to give it to somebody who's clueless, because that's that person that's available from the North at that particular time to now run the country aground again. Can you see the stupidity of it? Would you agree, or would you vote for Peter Obi come 2027 if you knew that that was the arrangement he made? Or would it be to you in your mind thinking, saying, yes, if he goes in and he wants to recontest as well, he can jettison the other arrangement? But would that not taint his character as you've known it to be before? Now, you might say you don't care, but is his character that's actually making you vote for him or being obedient if you're one of those? I think on the flip side, the question is, can he be trusted with a one-term presidency as is being proposed? Because it now becomes about his personal ambition rather than the love for Nigeria to move Nigeria forward. I think another pertinent question is this. Who is he actually talking to? Who is Peter Obi talking to and referring or making his proposition to say he's happy for a one-term president? Or has he agreed to that one-term president anyway? So for me, these are the things I've been trying to say for a while. I do not buy into this idea of power sharing between the North and the South. I don't buy that about it. I don't. Because I've looked at it really. It doesn't really give in Nigeria anything. All it has done is just recycle the set of politicians who are literally destroying the nation for every 8-year period cycle. And whenever they're in power, they oppose the same people. Now, look at the APC. It was one time Buhari, and now all of Buhari's boys are now fighting Bola Tinubu. The next time Bola Tinubu leaves again, all of Bola Tinubu boys will fight the next person if it's an APC government, and God forbid that comes in again in 2027 or 2031. Do you understand? That's why I believe this dichotomy of power sharing, saying it has to go to the north and go to the south, is not about ideas. And that's why Nigeria is not moving forward. If we continue to perpetuate this idea of north, south, north, south, north, south, when it's not about ideas or people or Nigerian people, then what we're going to have is a recycling of these same old politicians who made this arrangement because they didn't want Nigeria to work. They made an ungodly arrangement in their political parties, rather than saying, let's look for the best person with the best ideas. That's what democracy thrives on. The person with the best ideas that can execute those ideas and as well move the country forward. But in Nigeria, in Africa at large, it's always about a tribe of people. That's why we're always having this ethnic conflict, because people don't have the right intention to fix the nation. And that needs to stop. So what do you make of this arrangement? If Peter Obi is saying it's one-time presidency, he doesn't mind. Do you agree with him? Or do you just think he should just take it? And then when he goes in, if he does well, Nigerians decide to vote for him a second time, so be it. Is that what you think? Put your comments in the comment section. Let's have this deliberation, this chat about it. I will catch up in the next video, but don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also recommend this channel to others. I will catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.